you were in the higher social class. It looks like there was a happy childhood. It looks like happy parenting on what you had when you were young. I'm getting like 15, 1600s. Ooh, now this one. This is a card of saying goodbye for whatever reason. Now, when I'm reading past lives, I don't necessarily read just here's the meaning of this card, because it's the imagery that comes through in conjunction with it that is bigger. This one, this is big. This is like whatever this is a vow, it's a promise, it's something that's a vow, a promise made. This is later in life. This is early in life and parents. But this is singular to you, vow and promise made. Now this is, I'm getting that you have very much the male energy, and I've got this Cyrano. I think you were masculine male physically in the life that we're looking at here. And then there's this woman that is not quite seeing what's going on. Look at this. Okay, I'm getting this. Let me just. You were kind of you're very sexually free, is what I can say, in that past life. I think that you had lovers, as in plural, two really strong ones, but one was a man and one was a woman. I think that there was competition between the two of them for that. That's unusual, but that's what it feels like. That's what it looks like. Oh yeah. I think you tried to play the masculine really, really strongly, but there was, it feels like that was cover up. It feels like you're trying to cover up at this particular point in this life. You were more attracted to the same sex, and that you had a false relationship to fit the normals in the hierarchy, even though your social class was such that they would probably like poo-poo it and excuse it. I think you did a little bit of the clowning around. This is a card that shows somebody toasting and celebrating and lifting the glass. I think you definitely were, I don't know what they call class clown back then, but that's what it is. You would try and make people laugh. You would try and put people at ease. You try and socially make things more comfortable, but this came from a place of your own discomfort in self, because you really were having your feet in two lands. Like the Seven of Wands energy, where you're having boundaries. This is the boundaries where you have actually feeling like you're being pulled both directions. Yeah, stuck in love, feeling trapped, feeling stuck, feeling like you can't pull off enough of a magic trick to do this. And the person that's usually left waiting is the one that's at the table. And this is the woman that's left waiting. I think your soulmate, I think you and your soulmate were both men in that life. And I think this person didn't get the time or the attention wanted and warranted. This says two worlds. I'm not making this shit up. Two worlds. And then it's saying the light of the world, referencing more of the angelic realm. It feels like you knew that you would need to be in both before you even got to this life. And in this realm, you're making some amends, because I think you deeply hurt the woman in this story. I don't think that it was out of malice or spite. I think it's out of cultural need, social need. Fated meeting, karmic meeting, and up in the air. Okay. Now here we have this where you're meeting up again, a different time. It's like both of these people have this soulmate energy, the kindred spirit energy, that kind of thing, up in the air. What are you going to do? And this time there's a couple in more of the traditional form, man-woman couple, but I don't know who's who yet on that. Let me look a little closer. This here. We're getting the energy of kings and of coldness, of very masculine, cold energy here, and then this fiery, fiery underdog. I'm going to double check myself. It sounds screwy as fuck. I think right here in the middle, you are the consistent, the constant. I think in this one, you were the male energy. You knew who you were fine with that. So your energy and your devotion was just fine. I think the woman and the man in there also, they had some identity stuff going on, but you and your boyfriend, your karmic person, he showed up as a man in that realm to learn certain lessons. I don't know why. And the woman here, she was like secondary, and it's not that it has to be a certain way or another way, but this one was your love. That was the great love. And you had to stand strong for that great love, but it wasn't really something you discussed much or spoke much about. Somebody was left out in the cold, big time. There's this approachability, this gentleness that comes through now. This is a card where you're going for something more peaceful in this time around, and this card of gentle fieriness, this Queen of Wands that's a little bit older and wiser. I think that was you, the Queen of Wands. I think you worry still about matters of the heart, who you'll love, and if you're being true enough to yourself along the way. You have big love here that is coming through, but there's still worry that is because of the way things landed in that one. Okay, there's a second chance to undo the damage, yet we have the Three of Swords. We have the Star, the Five of Swords, the Three of Swords. A second chance to undo the damage. This is a second chance for you both to undo damage. It's like you and the person here, you both have karmic debt to this person. So whatever you did, it was hurtful for this other person to a big degree. The betrayal that was felt on this person's side was a big degree. There's second chances for healing here, for healing the betrayal, healing the broken heart. I'm getting there. It might take a lifetime. You're going to be spending a lot of your time in this life being very clear about who you are and what it is that you need. You get more and more clear as you get older. You'll get more wisdom on this and more compassion. In this life, you quest for this other person that you hurt before. It's like you help them get navigated to something that is a more happy relationship, more healing of their heart. It doesn't mean that you and this other person get together in this life. No. You couldn't help that your soulmate came out in a male form in the previous. But it's like you help lead this woman to where hers is. You help her find that. How is that even possible? Something about the pact that you made, something about the promise that you made later in life. You had this swan's mate for life energy going on here, and you got that. You found that in this life. You found that she didn't. And it's the setting that course right. And I think your partner even, your counterpart partner, is actually trying to help this one too. Is actually trying to help. There's lots of different approaches, and there might be a little bit of matchmaker energy going on around a little bit. I'm not quite sure what that is. There's definitely a looking out for this one coming in. Now, we had her, where did it go? I don't know where he went. I just know he's here. Here he is. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands here. You're in this Queen of Wands energy. The person that you hurt wasn't in the same space, the same zone. I think you're helping them get through that. I definitely think that. You have multiple different people that are approaching, multiple different people layering into a lifetime. So you and your partner in this life will be in a more balanced space, but this is your partner from the life before. So there still is clarity that needs to happen. Also, you have people, whether they're extras, exes, whatever, you have extras around that you're trying to help along the way too. It's almost like if you were to break up with something, with a situation, you broke up with a relationship and it ended fair enough. I mean, okay, it ends. And then you set them up on a date with somebody else. That kind of thing is what I'm getting coming through. And you and your person that is your right match would both do this on behalf of this one other person. Yeah. The two truths that were held, the two truths, the two choices, they were held. It's just like you had to come back in another place and time. You had to. It was like you're looking through, trying to figure out, where do we land? How do we get down to the planet in a space where it's good without doing harm, without doing further damage? You really do have a loving regard for this woman that was left out in the cold. She's not your soulmate, but you have a loving regard, and you want relief for her. You want her to have happiness, just as simply put as that. It's like you'll do everything you can in this life to make sure that that is balanced and that comes down the track. Okay. I've got the Five of Coins here. This group of people that are on the outside. That's very on the hush. It was on the hush. The relationship you had with this other person in your past life, not the female energy that would be like more the marital pairing, but you and the lover that were the soulmates. This was a take it to the grave kind of secret. I think she played beard. Is that what they call it? I don't know if that's what they call it. I think she made everything look copacetic, look like it should look on the outside, legit, you know? But it was a take it to the grave secret, and I think she helped keep that. I think there was a loyalty between you two on that one. But there was still damage done because of the choices, because of the situation. Yeah, you would urge her to move forward. Okay, so the information, the knowledge, this is High Priestess card in here, and it says about things unfolding. This is about information that comes over a period of time. This isn't information you have now. This is probably information in 2 years. It looks like there will be a completion of some such thing. Now, you might be carrying a little bit more guilt than you need right now about a certain relationship. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what it's about. There doesn't feel like there was blatant lies, malice, or betrayal going on in this one. It feels like you and your partner were very devout, very loyal to each other. And then the person that you were married to on paper was also very devoted, but very, very lonely because of the choice. Anything else? You will carry the burdens and create the new gift. You are carrying that in some degree. You are trying to help with this. Yeah. You have this very, very balanced King of Cups coming through this energy where you've seen the turbulence. You'll try and even things out. You try and stay calm in relation to this. So I don't know if this is an ex yet to come, if this is an ex that has been. I don't know where this intersects, but that's what's happened. Let me see if we can get current. Current. There's definitely lessons in forgiveness and humility for you in this lifetime. This is forgiveness of self, humility of self, for feeling like maybe you let someone down and that you need to always make up for something, make up for something, make up for something. Just do your best is what I'm getting. The end of this story will complete. The Knight of Wands. This is going forward in a very proactive way. It's acting in the highest good. Now, I read this, the Knight of Wands. It's the Knight of Swords. Sorry. The Knight of Swords is all about questioning for the truth, for what is true, and holding fast to that for the Queen of Wands energy, which is the Queen of Wands here. The Magician, the skills that you put into play, the energies, the messaging, the stuff that you send back and forth, the fiery aspect of yourself that you bring forward helps complete things, help things be seen. It's not entirely on you to solve this for this other person, even though you might feel like you, in this life, you might have felt like you really did harm. You got to realize that she made her choices as well. Seven of Cups. King of Cups. King of Cups is showing up again. There was some smoke and mirrors. There was some confusion, some over-idealistic thinking. But it's not all on you to carry all by yourself. You can't carry this load completely for this other person. You can help for a while. You'll help them get unstuck. You'll help them see that happy family comes in lots of forms and lots of ways. It might be that they are challenged with something that bucks the system, and you're helping in that regard. The Four of Wands. The synchronicity, the perfect timing. Sometimes this is weddings, births, graduations in the meaning of the card. But it's these four pillars that line up. It's like 3 of them were present in this past life, 4 are present in the now. The Empress energy. There's a part of you that feels really actually a little bit maternal towards this other person, and you want to see them do well. You want to help. They'll get the lesson. They'll get the lesson on this. And you and your person, regardless of you and the lover person that you was your soulmate, regardless of what genders you land in, you land over and over in each other's lives. It's gone on a lot of times. Queen of Swords is coming in. That's the damn truth. You're going for more fairness. You're going for expansion. This Three of Swords, or 3 of Wands, needs to turn into the 4 of Wands. This is a time where there is karmic balance. Temperance is here. This modifying of the emotional up, down that was dealt out in a way that felt harsh. It felt like you choosing to be true to yourself cost somebody else too much. Well, they need to be true to themselves as well. You can't cover all the bases for everyone. This life, it will balance out. This life, you just keep being true to yourself. Look to honor others, but humility is great. Self-sacrifice and martyrdom is not. That's not your lesson of this life. The balance is happening, though. That's what I've got. Wow.
Woo.
That's kind of wild. Yeah. Yeah. That's a very interesting one. Yeah, that's mostly about you getting a release and freedom from that relationship, feeling like you can break free of whatever it was that felt painful. So that's what I got on that. I'm gonna pee.
Okay.
That was like, whew.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nancy.
You're welcome. Well, you would probably normally ask, and I'm
Okay.
gonna normally say. Yes.
All right, Amber. If it's cool with you, we are gonna